I don't want to run into that truck. That would have been bad. I could go on the street if I wanted to. So lately, I've been taking a lot of videos in different areas around different countries. And one of the things that I'm missing is actually an aerial view. So I went ahead and bought me the DGI Mavic Mini. There it is, the Mavic Mini from DGI. Mavic Mini comes in this box. The reason that I bought it is because it's lightweight, because of the standards that are required for the federal aviation for flying drones at the right weight. 249 grams. 249 grams means you do not have to register. There are some restrictions on how far you can fly, where you can fly. So there's a maximum of 30 minutes of flight time. 3-axis gimbal, so it has a camera on it for those nice shots. So let's see how it's packaged. Let's get this thing out. So that's nice. Wow. This is pretty small, very lightweight, and it's held these little straps that are right here. This is in a little bag. What's in the little bag? Just tear it apart. And it seems like it's the controller, okay? This is what it comes with. The controller, the Mavic Mini. A box that contains cables inside. Cables. Apple interface, and that goes to the side of the drone. Micro SD and USB S type. Not really sure what these are for. A little screwdriver, Phillips head. And inside this little baggie are extra propellers and some screws at the top. Basically the inventory list. And this is the quick start guide based on how to use your drone and what to do with picture display on the inside, and with picture, so it's easier to understand any language. There's a little QR code at the top. There's a disclaimer and safety guidelines, regulations, stuff like that. The yes and no on how to use your drone correctly. Disclaimer forms. And basically like a warning sheet, side of your drone. Fly the aircraft only, or fly the drone during the day, that way you can see it. Some other rules flying the drone. You shouldn't fly closer than 30 meters from vehicles, boats, buildings, people. Don't fly it higher than 400 feet. You shouldn't fly closer than 3 miles from the airport. Obviously you gotta take off these tapes. Take it off. Oh, this is a lens cover. Oh, it has another tape right here. So this is a lens cover protector for the camera right here. Up and out like this. I'll just flip them back on one side, and then these come out. Oh, see? There's a trick. So bring these back. Just first, do this one, bring it out. Then you could do number 2, which is the one on the bottom, this way. We do the same thing with this one. So bring it out, it goes outward like that. That's the drone. Little thing back here. But to release it, I had to push on the little button that's on the bottom. Push that, and then set it in and just let it drop in there. And that's the little battery. It has a charger. It has a SD card slot too. So I'm putting the drone to charge meanwhile. Let's says that these little things right here are the little knobs that go right here. It has two sides. One side is like a thicker side, and then the other side is a little smaller side, which has a hole in it. And that little hole has treads in it. You can turn it on snug, not too tight. So this right here are the antennas. One goes up, and then this right here on the bottom, where your phone would go. So they actually just pop out this way. And depending on how big your phone is, you would put it there. So like for me, I have a Samsung. I have to put it on there without the case. That one right there, that's kind of squared. There's a little spot right there, like that. Now make sure you grab the right one, because there's Apple, and then there's the SD, and then there's the S-type. There's a little light right there that turns on to indicate how much battery life you have on that controller. Okay, so for me, I have a Samsung. So what I have to do, now that they have a cable connected right here, is grab the little cable and hook it up. Maybe I have to hook it up right here first and push it in, maybe. Okay, so I hooked up my phone. Right now I'm just using this display from my phone, but that would be how I would control it. Once I turn on the drone, we'll be able to test it. So now the only thing to do is go test the drone. Now one of the things I want y'all to notice is it has these little lights right here. And the lights basically indicate that it's charging. That once it's charged, these will stay lit. Hey, so I came out here to a local park here in the Houston area, and what I'm gonna do is test out this drone. One of the first things to do is actually download the DGI app and set it up, connect it to your controller. This is the controller. I've already paired it together with the DGI Drone. So now it's just a matter of setting it up with my phone. So on my phone, since I already downloaded the app and I have it set up, the best way to hook up my phone as the screen, to grab the wire that belongs, in this case mine's a S-type, put it on there first, then hook it into it's basically like a micro SD connection. This is how it looks like. And put up the antennas. On my phone, what I have to do is actually increase the brightness of the screen, so that way I can actually see it. I'm going to increase the brightness of it. Once I hook it up, I'm going to activate the DGI app. On the DGI app, what I need to do is actually turn on the controller. I push the button and it should come on, and then I hold it again until I hear that beep. And then on the DGI Drone, show a button right there that I'll push on it. It turns it on, and then I push it again until I hear. Once it's there, I can then push on the screen, connect aircraft, and it's going to be looking for the aircraft that I just connected. In this case, it is showing, as you can see, I have the screen available and you can see me now. So now what I have to do,
the home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Okay, the first thing that I have to do first is actually I want to see the settings. My max altitude 120, so I can't go higher up than 120. Maximum distance, don't go further than 200 meters. Auto RTH altitude it says 30 meters, which is not really that high, but if anything I think it's about like 100 feet where I'm guessing it hovers above me. Some of these settings I really don't know what they're about. I just left that on default, and then that's the safety features and the controls. Cinema, position, sport is if I want to actually make it go faster. Then cinema smooth if you wanted to have it much smoother. I could change it to imperial, which means in inches and feet, or in yards and miles. So there's the option that says follow mode. The gimbal remains fixed horizontally when the aircraft is moving, so it always stays in one spot depending on where I wanted to see. FPV mode, the gimbal follows the movement of the aircraft, so it always stays with the aircraft. So these are all the different settings. Like I said, I just left it on all the standard stuff, and then my video I want to make sure that I want it at 16.9. I left it on 16.9 because that's the widescreen view. I don't want it to put it on 4.3 because then it would be a box view. I wanted to save it on the SD card, if you know, about 60 gigs worth of memory, which I have 57 left. Advanced shooting, hologram over exposure warning, white balance auto flickers on auto, video subtitles. That I guess if I wanted to have video subtitles, how much cache you want to save, transmission frequency in 5.8 gigahertz, just in case there's other radio frequencies out there. Make sure your transmission is not interfering with those transmissions, and they don't interfere with your drone. Channel mode, I just left it on auto, and then the about. I guess this is where I would do the update if I needed to do an update. Okay, so to get a better frame rate, I have it on 1080, but really I could put it on 2.7. That way I could get more clarity. If I put it on 1080, I would have to move it up. The 60 frames will give me a better quality, and if I needed to do a slow motion video, I can actually do that too. But using a larger frame rate of 60 also uses up more storage from the SD card much faster. So to actually, if I wanted to change actually the mode, I could go to the top right and change that, and it says sport mode for high speed, or C for cinematic mode, slow speed, or I could leave it on P. So it tells me how much battery is left on the top right of the drone, so 91%. If I wanted to start recording. That is one of the things of these drones and any kind of electronic devices. They have to be in an area that's kind of cool, and like today it's 90 degrees outside, but either way we're going to still try to see if we can fly. So to fly, the only thing I have to do is go to the left side where the middle of the screen is at, and it has that little arrow that shows like it's to raise, and all I have to do is push that, and it should take off. Right when I push on the button right in the middle, it says take off, and I have to leave it for it to recognize to take off. Okay, so I cooled it down now. I left it in the AC 10 minutes, so it should be cooled down now, and I don't see any kind of alarm. So before anything else goes on, I'm gonna make sure that it flies. What I need to do is push the button right in the middle, try this again, push on takeoff, and it should take off.
Take off.
Now to actually make it record, I have to push the middle button, and now it's recording. Now I have two controllers. The one on the left is actually the fly up, and as you can tell, I can go pretty far up. And it's also for me to turn to the right, turn to the left. If I wanted to go forward, I had to push on the right side, and that'll make it go forward to where I need it to go. And I could turn depending where I want to go, and that's where I'll go. So like in that case, I'm going over there. I'm just gonna make a real big circle, and that's where I'm at right there. To go straight forward, that's where I'm at. If I want to go sideways, I could go to the left, go straight on the road to where I want to go, and we'll continue going pretty far away. And I could go more up if I needed to. That way nobody can hear the actual sound. If you notice, I'm actually at a lake. To actually move the screen, there's a button on the controller that's actually for the there's the camera, and I can move it up and down, and it's just for moving up and down. And that's where I'm at right there. And there you go. And I'm pretty far up. Tricky part is to remember that one is to turn left and the other one is to turn right. And what I'm gonna do is bring it straight down. And I can hear it getting closer and closer to where I'm at. But when I'm gonna look towards myself, there I am. That's moving sideways, that's moving up and down, and this is turning around. So I wanted to make like a selfie of myself. I can easily do it from right there. And the screen would stay right there where it's at. So I'm gonna change it over to the next mode. In this case, it's speed mode. It's supposed to be quicker, so we can see that right now. So I'm gonna go backwards. And that's what it does. It goes pretty far back. Now I wanna stop there because there is actually a fence. So I just go straight forward. It basically moves pretty quick. So then we do cinema mode. It's supposed to be smoother. So if I do the same thing where I did earlier, you see how it's much more smoother all the way around. If you notice, the screen, the camera goes around much smoother. So then I bring it towards me. And that's for if you want those shots much smooth, especially if you're wanting to see like a certain area. So it's pretty cool. That's how close I can have it before I start getting scared, basically. You've seen those videos where people do that, they go away and it's like a zoom away. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to do it actually. What I have to do is this movement of left and then the right all at the same time. But I could keep the screen on me, so I have to go like this, like that. And that's basically you could say the flyaway that some people do, that they fly away to long distances away now that the birds aren't around anymore. Now the thing is too, is I have to remember that one of them is to go down and the other one's to go forward. And that's one of the tricky things, is to remember that I want to go straight forward and down. I don't want it to go further away from me. So that's the cinema view, racing a little car. Now I almost ran into the trees, if y'all noticed. I'm not gonna move because there comes a truck. I don't want to run into that truck. That would have been bad. I could go on the street if I wanted to. Right down the road, just like if I was driving a car. If you notice, it's kind of choppy, but I think that's because it's getting hot or something like that. So what I need to do is continue, but this time I have it on fast mode. Some little pond right there. So let's see if I could land this in the little spot that's right there. And believe me, I hear it right behind me, but I'm unsure exactly where it's at. So let's put it over here instead, in the bed. There you go. And we'll just land it down.
Landing.
And there you go. It landed. It says also low battery, so it actually about to die on me, you know. Okay, so it landed where I wanted to land, but that's a review of how this DGI Mini drone, how it functions, how I like it. Granted, the battery life is about 30 minutes, so I just did a real quick turn around this park and kind of give you an idea of how this drone actually is used. So if you like my channel, my review, if you like my channel, subscribe, give me a like, and I'll bring you in another video pretty soon. Bye.